Hey, what is up everybody? Jumpin here, and today I am back with my no bonfire, no death challenge run for Dark Souls 2. In our last episode, I left off at the Shrine of Winter, but I couldn't open the door. I guess winter is not coming. But yeah, that really sucks because I definitely need to get 2 million souls, meaning that I'm going to have to make my way over to the spider. Hopefully I can get the 2 million souls before I actually have to go and fight that spider, because I really don't want to do that area. That area is on like New Game Plus 5 or 6 or something. I mean, I've gotten 3 copies of Crystal Soul Spear plus the Moonlight Greatsword, so it would be New Game Plus 6, I would imagine. Alright, so we need to run through the foggy forest. This place is pretty freaking dangerous. You don't want to get backstabbed. Now, if you just stay to the left and you hug the left side of the wall, you should be fine. You don't need to go talk to the one guy. You can skip all that, because if you go talk to him, there's a good chance one of those invisible enemies might follow you and he might backstab you. Just run to the next area. Now, unfortunately, this area is a pain in your ass as well, because if you're using magic, you just do like no damage to these lion guys. I mean, it's insane how little damage they really take. But we do need to do a couple things. Primarily fight the boss. But to make the boss a little bit easier, I recommend going and talking to the man scorpion. Now, if you don't know about the man scorpion, if you have the Ring of Whispers, you can talk to him. If you talk to him before you fight the scorpion lady, then what you can actually do is you can summon him to help you with that boss. Now, I'm trying not to get cursed. I don't think that really matters. But if this is like a no death, no bonfire run, I'm just trying to be 100% on it. I have a feeling that, you know, who knows, maybe if you get cursed, could that somehow magically count as a death because you go hollow at one point? Do not want to take the risk, so I'm just taking my sweet time, breaking the pots. Now I'm going to try to kill this bug, but I think I just totally fail. I was trying to do some jump attacks, but I was messing it up, so I said, fuck it. You don't need to kill the bugs. I'm not interested in getting anything for this run. It's just all about beating it as quickly as possible. And once I get to New Game Plus Plus, that is when I'll actually try to do everything again. Alright, so we need to talk to this fool. Now, he's actually really interesting, to be quite honest, especially the first time you talk to him, because he has a lot to say, and he basically gives you like the background story of this area and the scorpion lady and the spider and like everything you could possibly want to know. But yeah, all you gotta do is equip the Ring of Whispers, talk to him, and then once you're done, re-equip your Silver Serpent Ring. Remember, we're trying to get as many souls as possible. That's why I have this one armor on, and that is why I'm using that one ring. Alright, now getting out of here is a fucking nightmare. I showed this in my Blue Sentinel PvP video, but if you run in here, these guys will block the door. You cannot get out. Now, there is a hole on the side that you might think, you know, well, hey, maybe they thought about this and they put a hole here so I can get out if I get trapped, because killing these guys, you know, it's no fucking joke. Now, there's a pot up there. You might want to break that, but there's the hole on the left. I'm going to show you right now. You cannot get through this hole. I've tried so many times. It just doesn't really make no sense why I can't fit through there. It's not like I'm big and fat and too wide. I'm a little tiny chick, so I should be able to get through there, but whatever. Alright, so I'm just going to blow through some soul guys, just trying to do some damage to these guys and use my Crystal Soul Spear. I mean, like I said, they don't really take much magic damage, but at least they do take a little bit. You can also use your bow to try to, you know, stay back and hit them, because if you get too close, I mean, these guys hit so hard, they will take off about half your health every hit. So you really do want to try to avoid that at all costs. Now, when you're fighting them one-on-one, they're actually really easy to take out. But the first 3 is the problem, because when you're fighting the first 3, they're going to all come at you at once, and that can really cause a lot of problems for you. So I generally just run from these enemies. Now, if you have a physical build and you're using something with pure physical damage, like a strength build or a quality build or a dex build, these guys are no problem. I mean, you could kill them really fast. If I use, like, let's say the Great Sword with a strength build, I can kill these guys in 2 hits. I mean, it's super, super easy. If I get a backstab, it's like 1 hit. Alright, so I'm going to actually take out this guy because he's really easy to kill with magic. And he should be worth quite a few souls. So that's the real reason why I'm doing it. Otherwise, I probably would just run from him. But I have to make sure that I can get at least those 2 million souls. You know, normally you could probably just go and farm an area with some enemies. There's one area I love to farm for souls. It's in the Iron Keep. But because there's this no bonfire run, I can't do that. I can't like actually farm anything because if I use my H feather, because that does reset the area. If I use that, I'm gonna end up going all the way back to the town. Alright, so let's go ahead and do this. This is what you want to do when you are fighting these guys one-on-one. You want to just roll BS them. I've talked about this before, but it's quite simple. All you have to do is let them swing, and then you roll through their swing. If you have a high agility, like the frames that you get as you roll, like it's really good. So you shouldn't really be hit. You might be hit, who knows, but yeah, if you could just roll through them, you could just backstab them multiple times. Like I said, if you're using a physical build, it should only take like one backstab with a really good weapon. Maybe two if you're like a dex build. Alright, but at this point, we could just run to the boss. Now, this boss is actually extremely easy, but it is pretty risky because she can do a lot of damage to you. So I'm going to try to teach you how to go about fighting her. Now, if you want, you could totally summon that guy. He can definitely play a distraction for you, just like most of the NPCs. Although, if you fight her by yourself, it is a lot easier because you can really lock her up into like this one attack. And she'll just keep doing that same attack. It's really easy to avoid. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that once I can show it. But yes, just run towards her. She'll come out. And this is what you want to do. You want to stay on the side of her. The reason why is because if she's actually paying attention to you, she'll try to do her tail attack. Her tail attack is so easy to avoid. All you have to do, if you see her about to do a tail attack, you just simply walk forward a little bit and she'll always miss, and then you can follow that up with another spell, or if you're using melee, you can melee her, and then she'll do it again as long as you stay on her side and you can like lock her up. Now, unfortunately, the man scorpion, he always gets wrecked. I can never keep this guy alive. I mean, he gets so destroyed because she'll go after him and she'll just kill him in like a couple hits. Now right there I got hit. And I was a little bit worried because she's coming after me, so I'm trying to run away. And I'm just going to go ahead and use a mushroom. Luckily, she actually turned around and went after that guy. And yeah, she's going to finish him off. And then she's going to go underneath, which does actually damage you. I kind of got lucky. I didn't get like killed there. So that was really nice. But now, you could just take your sweet time. Chill on this like little stone. She can't hit you up here. You can heal up. You can use some herbs if you want to restock your spells. But yeah, you just want to wait for her to come back up. And then yes, you want to run to the side of her. Let's see if we can get her to do the tail attack. I don't even know if I'm able to do it right here. No, there she goes. So watch, when she does her tail attack, you just simply walk forward. And she'll always miss. It's like one of the easiest things ever to actually avoid. Now at this point, I'm trying to just kill her with melees, but she has her soul mass on, so that sucks. Those are really hard to avoid. But yeah, I'm just trying to, you know, make sure I stay away from her, and I just finished her off with a crystal soul spear. So overall, the boss is pretty easy. If you're doing it by yourself, it's pretty easy as well. Summoning the man scorpion is not a bad idea because if you're using spells, at least she'll like go and attack him and do her little thing that she does. And she'll definitely kill him really quickly, but as she's doing that, you can hit her in the back with some spells, some soul geysers, crystal soul spears. But honestly, like I said, if you just do the very simple strategy of just staying on her side, you can really get her into like a lock. I have had her try to do that tail attack at me like 5 times before in a row. And when she does that, she's dead. I mean, you kill her super, super quick. Really, really easy. Alright, so now we need to make our way over to Brightstone. Now, this very first area is actually really easy because the boss is easy. You just gotta fight like a wizard and some clerics. And you can actually summon that one guy as well, and he will help you. So right here, I went ahead and I buffed my weapon just because. Now I'm actually gonna go down low here and kill this one mimic chest because honestly, they are worth quite a few souls, and because we're trying to get 2 million, you want as many souls as possible. So let's just go ahead and try to hit this thing. Hitting it with soul geyser is actually really hard. If you got point blank, you could probably do it, but there's always that chance he might get up and actually eat you, because even if you just hit them and they get up, they can still grab you right away and then eat you and kill you. So I recommend just trying to stay a little bit further back from them, that way that doesn't happen. Alright, because I buffed my weapon, this should be a lot easier to kill these guys. Although, these guys are super easy to kill anyway. Doesn't really matter, you can just run up and backstab those dudes. But I do like to buff my weapon when I know I'm about to be out of spells, because if I'm going to restore my spells, I want to restore them all. And if you use one of your herbs, you'll always get your buff back. Alright, so we're going to have this guy up here with the double axes. You need to avoid that first axe that he throws. If it hits you, it will do massive damage. Because he will like straight up headshot you. That has happened to me before in the past. Alright, right here I'm using my last dusk herb. So that sucks. Oh man. Well, once I get to the castle I can buy 10 more. So that's good. But yeah, I knew I was going to eventually run out. And I'm getting really low on all my spell restores. The only one I have a lot of right now is Rogue Waters, and actually I only have 3 Rogue Waters, but I actually have a lot of Crimson Waters, which are pretty much one of the best spell restorers in the game. Probably the best because it restores a lot of your HP as well. Alright, so I'm just killing these enemies because I'm trying to get some souls. That's really the only real reason why I'm killing them. Normally I would probably just run right past most of these enemies. Alright, so we need to come up here. This is Brightstone. Now this place is a lot different on New Game Plus compared to just normal New Game. There's a couple reasons why. Now first of all, there's 2 new enemies that will be in this area, and yes, they are kind of a pain in the ass to deal with. So I'm going to buff my weapon, and there is one right there, a giant fucking boar. I remember the first time I seen these things on New Game Plus, I was freaking out, like what in the fuck? But if you do what I did, where you get behind them and you stay point blank and you soul geyser, you should be able to take them out. 1 soul geyser, 2300 damage. I mean, it's insane. And they will always drop divine blessings. So you could farm some divine blessings from those guys if you're burning bonfire aesthetics for this area. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and kill everything in this area. And then I'm going to summon that one NPC because he will help out a little bit. I've had some funny moments happen here because I've gotten that achievement before, and when I was summoning that guy, I was just summoning him here and just beating this boss because this boss is super easy to kill. If you want to get that achievement from the one guy where you have to pretty much summon him 3 times and beat 3 bosses, I recommend just burning bonfire aesthetics here and just keep fighting this boss because the boss is so easy. Where like against the Glass Knight, he can die a lot easier, and then there's other boss battles that he can die easy, like the Giant Lord. But yeah, I recommend just doing it here. But yeah, I've had some funny moments happen because the AI of the NPCs are so bad in this game sometimes. I mean, like, if you run off too far ahead, he'll just, like, get stuck on, like, trees and shit, and he'll just be running into the tree. It's really funny. But that's where he is if you want to summon him. He's in that one tent. That tent is pretty much just, like, north of the bonfire tent. So if you're in the bonfire tent, if you just kind of go like north, you will find that this tent, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but you guys can see where it is. Alright, so let's just go ahead and try to get this area done with, because this area sucks. On New Game Plus, like I said, it's a little different. First of all, you have the 2 new enemies that you have never seen before, and they take like no damage if you try to hit them in the front, so they might fuck you up. But remember, if you hit them in the back, it's really easy. And we have one more epic surprise coming up, but it's really annoying as a spellcaster, and you will see why. Okay, I recommend climbing up this ladder to kill this enemy. You can also get a soul of a brave warrior up here, which will come in handy because, you know, we're trying to get 2 million souls. So let's go ahead and kill this dude real quick. Now you could use that rock to kill some of those enemies down there if you were to lure them over and then hit the rock and let it fall on them. But I didn't do that, so I'm just going to go back down the ladder, and now I'm going to go and engage these guys. Unfortunately, he's already running ahead. These enemies, though, I mean, they can fuck you up. They do a lot of damage, that's for sure. And yeah, I mean, like, you got to be careful too, because these guys can knock him off. That happens a lot. Look how close he is to the edge. Sometimes he'll actually fall off the edge by getting knocked off by these guys. So if you're trying to get that achievement, remember that. Alright, here we go. Oh my god, it's the fucking spider. Yes, on New Game Plus, the spider will actually first spawn here and attack you, and then when you go and fight the spider later on, what's really cool is that the spider will actually have reduced health. So like, let's say you're doing some co-op here and you take the spider down to about half health. Well, when you get to the spider will only have half health. So that's actually really awesome that they do it that way. Unfortunately, I don't want to fight that spider. I really don't. And hitting this spider with spells is really, really annoying. But, you know, there you go. You know, the thing about the spider is that I don't know if you have to do a certain amount of damage to it, or if it just stays out for like a certain amount of time, maybe like 30 seconds or something, and then it goes away. I think that's probably what it is. Alright, so we have one enemy left. We're going to just jump him, me and my NPC co-op. And now we can go ahead and open this door, and we can make our way over to the sorcerer and the cleric boss. Very easy boss, but you do need to be careful because there's been multiple times when I have like literally went through the boss door, got hit and stunned and just murdered, because the clerics will like immediately shoot spells at you, and the sorcerer will probably shoot like a spell at you. If they all three hit you, you'll probably die. So when you first go through, you definitely want to try to avoid the enemies and try to take out maybe the clerics first. But yeah, right here I just started off, but look, I got hit. Luckily, like I said, because I did what I did. I didn't avoid it though, like I kind of recommend it. But yeah, what I did was I just immediately killed one of the clerics. But there's been multiple times before where I went through this door and just got wrecked. So, you know, watch out. Alright, now the cleric can actually heal, so try to take this last cleric out as soon as possible. And there you go. Oh no. And yes, the cleric can actually heal, like, the boss, well, the rest of the enemies. These really aren't bosses, technically. These are all just normal enemies that count towards a boss battle. But it's whatever. Alright, but anyway, yeah, now all we gotta do is kill the rest of these stupid things. And yeah, this fight's pretty much over. This is a really easy fight. That's why I recommend summoning this guy and getting the achievement by just beating this boss. And there we go, we got a Titanite slab. Unfortunately, that entire boss battle is not worth like anything for souls. I thought, you know, maybe I would get like a little bit of souls, but I guess not. So right here I'm going to go ahead and use my soul of a brave warrior and my other soul I had. And I'm actually going to burn through my souls of a giant. These are worth 50,000. So right now, I'm getting close to 2 million. But I'm kind of thinking like, oh man, I got to get at least 2 million. So I need to like push ahead a little bit. I got a soul of a proud knight there. That's 2,000 more. But I mean, I don't know. I really don't want to do this area. Remember, it's like on New Game Plus 6. So the chance of me getting killed or something is pretty high. I'm going to use one of those dusk herbs I just got. And we're going to go and try to kill some of these enemies. I definitely do not recommend taking any unnecessary risk, like trying to get to that other bonfire or anything like that. So I'm just going to run over here, because I know that when you come over this way, like, the enemies, you can actually shoot spells down at them. So you never even have to get close. So that's why I'm coming over this way instead of going down the other way. And yeah, here's one of the spider guys. I'm going to hit him, and then he's going to fall. Now, you can pick this up. This is a Titanite chunk. And there's one spider guy down there. There's also a bug in this area. Generally, if you want to try to get this bug, what you have to do is you have to, like, come through the door and then immediately turn to your right and just kill the bug. If you do that, you should be able to get the bug, no problem. Now, I'm trying to look down to see if I can hit any of the enemies down there. I don't really think so. I know that there's some more spider human guys. I don't really know what to call these dudes. Spider humanoids. How about that? But yeah, these guys, yeah, there's like 3 of them in this room, I believe. So there's 2 of them, they're dead. And there's one more, so let's go ahead and hit him with a Crystal Soul Spear and then melee attack him. Now there's also one of these like white mages. Those guys can drop the Bone Staff, which is... No, it's not the Bone Staff, my bad. It's the Bat Staff, which is actually really, really cool if you guys like to use Dark Fog, because it's the only staff in the game that actually has poison damage, and it does stack with Dark Fog. So if you're going to use that spell in PvP, you definitely want to use the Bat Staff. And you can also get their armor if you farm those guys. Alright, but yeah, I'm just age feathering out. I don't want any part of that area. I don't want to kill any more enemies. So I'm going to make my way back over to the Shaded Woods, and I'm going to try to see, like, you know, can I open the door? Because remember, and I think I've been confusing a couple people, or at least some people have been taking what I'm saying and trying to correct me, where it's like, no, I never was saying that in the first place. It's not about having 2 million souls, it's about having 2 million soul memory. So even if you lose all your souls, like let's say you die, and you know, your no death run is now over, but your no bonfire run is still going on, that doesn't matter, because it's the soul memory that counts, and soul memory is always there. So you just have to build up 2 million soul memory for this playthrough. Alright, and if you're on New Game Plus Plus, it's 3 million, and then New Game Plus Plus Plus, I guess that's what it would be. I don't know. But that would be 4 million. It just goes up a million each time, how much you have to build up before you can open the door. Now, the thing is, though, I'm not too sure, like, how much soul memory do I actually have, because I can't remember, did I spend any of these souls? I know I've, you know, maybe bought a couple things, didn't I? Like, I was a little confused, so I'm going to just go ahead and make my way over there, and then hopefully I can get the door open. But let's go ahead and kill these guys again. Remember, this room is like the fucking worst. It really is. These enemies are really, really bad. And you're about to see some fucking crazy shit right here. Okay, so remember last time I was bitching? Oh no! Oh god! The worst thing happened to me. I mean, that's the one thing I did not want to happen to me, which was you get poisoned, you get hit, you get stunned, you lose all your health, and it's like, oh god, oh god, oh god, because that poison, oh god, I got hit again, oh god, it's so close, oh. This is where your potions will come in handy. Remember, if you follow this guide and you're trying to do no death, no bonfire, you're never getting those potions back. So it's like horrible, you know? But in that situation, I knew I had to use the potions. If I would have tried to do anything else, I probably would have fucking died. So, you know, luckily I didn't die though. But yes, these enemies are fucking extremely dangerous. You want to avoid them at all costs, and you need to be extra careful. Now, what I think I'm going to do in the future is I think I'm going to light this bonfire, so I never have to run through this fucking part again. And if I do, I'll just have to run backwards, which should be a little bit easier than running forwards. But yeah, like I said, that was really fucking risky. See, if I light that bonfire, every time I age feather, I'll go back to that bonfire. But it makes sense, because see, if I do the castle next, then that's going to take me to the lake, and then that's going to take me to the undead crypt where I'll get the symbol of the king, which is what I want. And then if I warp back to this bonfire, I can go immediately to Adina's Keep, do the dragon shrine, all that, and then when I warp back, I'll have to make my way all the way back to the Forest of the Fallen Giants. And then, once I get done with that, because you have to kill the Giant Lord, I can age feather, it will take me back to this area, and I can go back to the castle, because remember, I'm going to have to run all the way back every time I want to get somewhere to progress the story. It sucks, but, you know, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think that's the best bet. You guys let me know. Do you think that's a good idea? I think it's a good idea. Alright, so we have these two enemies here. I'm taking them out just because I don't want to take any more risk. Like I said, that was too close of a call. My heart was like fucking pounding when like I was poisoned and I was really low health. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna fucking die. This run is fucking over. And when I say this run's over, yeah, I guess you're right. It's not over. But guess what? I can't fucking get through yet. But I'm so close to 2 million soul memory, I'm pretty sure that I'll be able to get it. I'll just go kill some enemies or something. Alright guys, well I really hope you have enjoyed this. If you have, will you please like and favorite the video for me? You know what would be really cool if you guys could actually click an ad, because by clicking an ad, that actually like helps me make money, and I would really appreciate that. That's like the easiest way to really help me out, because it would help me live, and that is awesome. I really hope that you guys have a very nice day, and peace out.